And Yaakov lived the last 17 years of his life with peace of mind and happiness. It's actually, Vayehi is a numerical value of 34. Our sages tell us the 17 years he was with Yosef before he was taken to Egypt, and the last 17 years when he reunited with his beloved son. And more than that, he saw all his family, all his children and grandchildren going the way of Torah. That's bringing happiness to Yaakov Avinu. And that's Vayehi. That's living. When a parent or grandparent sees his kids and grandkids going in the ways of Torah, and sees all the sacrifices that he gave when he was younger. He didn't go after the materialism so much. He sent his kids to Talmudei Torah, even though it cost a fortune. But so what if it costs a fortune? Don't you want to be Vayehi? Don't you want the Vayehi Yaakov at the end? We know the saying that he who laughs last. It could be that they're laughing at you right now. What are you doing? Sending your kids to Talmudei Torah, all this money you're spending, keeping Shabbat, learning Torah. Come on, get with the times. Get with the times. Live your life. Yeah, live your life. Well, what about tomorrow? Don't you want to see your kids going to the way of the Torah? Don't you want to see your grandkids going in the ways of the Torah and having Nachad Yehudi for your children? That means you have to make some sacrifices now. Yes, people will laugh. People will talk, but that's always the case. People will talk because they're jealous. They see that you're going the right way, and they're not. Because you're overcoming your Yetzer Hara and your evil inclination to sacrifice that for what? For Yetzer Hara Tov and for the Torah. And the life that you're going to enjoy. Now and for sure in the future. Because you're going to see your kids that you send to Talmudei Torah. You send your girls to seminar. Even though people are laughing at you, you're wasting your money, but you know you're investing, and that's the biggest investment. People like to invest their money in a lot of things, but what about the spiritual investment? Don't you want to be like Yaakov Avinu, to sit down and say, wow, look at this, look at my kids, look at my grandkids, look at what I gave up and what I gained. You gave $5 and you gained eternity, and you're happy in this world, and for sure in the world to come. That's Vayehi Yaakov. That's number one. Number two, I wanted to mention also, what is the power of getting used to things? For good or for the opposite? Yaakov Avinu, after 147 years, commands his kids, Yosef, Hasadik, and all the Shiftei Ka, all the brothers, to bury him in Marat HaMechpelah in Eretz Israel. Of course, that's what Yaakov Avinu wanted. They did it. They go, and it's all the Egyptians come, and all the Midrashim says the 31 kings of Canaan come. They put the crowns on the coffin, and they come to the kever, and who's standing there? Ein Kol Esav, the menace, comes back. He's lived his life like a drunken Russia that has wasted his years. He sees his kids and grandkids all in the wrong direction, and he sees Yaakov Avinu's kids and his grandkids, and he's jealous, like we just talked about in a few minutes ago. He says, no, I'm going to take this last spot. There's only one spot left in Marat HaMachpelah. And obviously Yaakov Avinu paid Esav off a long time ago. He took all the money, the millions that he had, that he brought for working for 20 years for Lavan HaRasha. He said, take all this money. All this money came from Mishaim. You should go to a Russia. I don't want it, but I want this place. They signed the contract. Okay, Esav says, okay, where's the contract? Oh, they lost the contract. They didn't lose it. They forgot it in Egypt. So who's going to go and get it now? Naphtali, who runs very fast. In the meantime, they're sitting down. Esav is talking to them, back and forth, yes, no, and they're getting used to the situation at hand. Talking to this Rasha. They're getting colder by the minute. Yaakov Avinu is laying there. Comes Hushin ben Dan to save the day. Who's Hushin ben Dan? The only son of Dan, the son of Yaakov Avinu, the grandson of Yaakov Avinu. Our sages tell us that he was hard of hearing. It's like, what's going on over here? Why is Grandpa on the ground? Such a bizayon, such a disgrace. So they motion to him with their hands that, this is what happened. Naphtali has to go bring the shtar that Esav sold his rights to Marta Mechpelah. He says, no doing. He goes to Esav and gives a knock on his head and finishes him off. Finishes off the Yetzer Hara. What did we learn from Hushim bin Dan and the whole situation? We learn from the situation, sometimes a person could be very high in his Torah and his tefillah and his modesty of his wife or whatever it is. But then comes the outside influences. They try to pull him out. They try to be, less Torah, less modesty. And they go back and forth talking to him, and the guy or the woman gets used to the situation. They don't have their guards up. And the next thing you know, all the values they believed in is lying in disgrace. Comes Hushim bin Dan. He's hard of hearing. Our sages tell us, what does it mean? Sometimes a person, especially who's going in the way of Torah, he has to be hard of hearing about what the other people are saying. People are coming and saying, come on, it's not worth it. Go to more vacations. Put your kids over here. Shabbat, okay, you don't have to be so strict. Be one of us! Enjoy life! Enjoy life. And what happens? The values go down. He becomes less religious. She becomes less modest. The kids are getting... Why? Because he wasn't hard of hearing. We have to have all this garbage that's coming from outside, from the Goyish influences, not to let it penetrate in our ears. We have to make it as if we're deaf when it comes to outside influences. That way we could hold up our Torah values. That way our woman could be more modest and the children could continue to go into the Torah. That's what we learn from Hushim bin Dan. Especially at this time where we're going, the Parashah is Vayehi, we're finishing up the book of Bereshit. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek, meaning we have to strengthen ourselves to go to the next book, to the next phase in the year, which is called the Shovavim. And Shovavim is the time, the 6 weeks, that we have to concentrate more on our holiness and the woman and their modesty. Because this is a time that Hashem wants to see after all the Chagim, after Chanukah, after Asar V'Tevet. Where are we holding? Are we holding up to the promises that we made on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah to become more holy, to be more modest, to make sure the kids are going the right places? Are we coming a little loose because we're moving away from the high holidays? The test is now. Hashem wants to see us in this 6 weeks to work on the holiness. Because the only thing that saved the Jewish people throughout the centuries is the holiness and the modesty of women. Nothing else. Sticking to the Torah's values through holiness and modesty, sending the kids to Talmud Torah and the girls to seminary. This is our promise. The whole year we are, the more Hashem wants to help us. And the opposite Chas v'Shalom is also true. And don't look around. Most of the world is like this. Goyish influences, even a lot of Jewish brothers and sisters that are not holding by the Torah. Think universal, act local. When you start by yourself, when you're a personal example to yourself, to your wife, to your kids, and to the surrounding, it's going to have a ripple effect. When Hashem sees this holiness and this modesty, that we're going from strength to strength, of course He wants to help us with all the things that are going on around the world. What's going to be? What's going to be? Hashem is there to help us. And with Hashem, we don't need anything else. And B'ezrat Hashem, by keeping holy, by being modest, Hashem will bring the final redemption. We go chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek, and we'll be zocheh, and have the merit to be with Moshiach Tzidkenu b'mhera v'enu amen. Shabbat, shalom u'barach.